Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our little interview with Tim Murray and Frankie. They're going to tell us all about the new year out programme for the Black Country called Expand. This is a project that's aimed at Black Country young people and giving them the chance to take a year out of their lives to serve God in their local area. And so we're going to ask Tim and Frankie a few questions this morning that people are already asking us. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll know all about what the project's about and we'll answer all the questions.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, so I'm not originally from the UK. I come from Argentina. I actually end up here because I did a gap year with Youth for Christ 2 years ago, and I loved it so much. And it opened a massive door for me and allowed me to literally change my life. So now I'm actually living in the UK. I'm working with the ACC church family, and I'm really happy because we were thinking about this project for a long time now, and it's actually coming all together.
Brilliant. Well, we're very glad that you're here serving our area. Your accent's going to stick out, but to be fair, I'd rather sound like you than me. So that's why you're here, Frankie. But tell us about the year out itself. What's it all about?
Maybe I'll kick off and then bounce it to you, Frankie. We experienced some of the blessings of a year out when we had Frankie. Obviously, we enjoyed it so much we nicked him to stay with us for a bit longer. But I think just one really important question, Lindsay, that the church as a whole needs to ask itself is where's the next generation of Christian leaders coming from? And I don't just mean church leaders, but Christian leaders in politics, business, the arts, media, education. You know we're called to be salt and light. You know we've got this call of the gospel and the kingdom of God. But over the next couple of decades, where are the Christian leaders who are going to be on the forefront of that? Where are they? Where are they coming from? And you know yourself, this call to throw our arms around the next generation as a region. We kind of see a part of that as growing leaders from and for the next generation. So this year out programme is just one contribution really to answering those kind of questions. You know, we want to get hold of some young people, and like Frankie said, it changed his life. We want to try and equip them to be all God's called them to be, so that they can take their place serving God in the coming decades, really. I think that's the heart of it, Frankie, isn't it? That's what we'd love to see happening through the year.
I think it really, like I said, it really opens a massive door, and probably a new door. I mean, for me, like 3 years ago, I never thought I would be in this place right now. And I think it's partly because of my journey and my past 2 years and all that God did, which was amazing. I could say I was totally a different person before, and because of the input and also the people that I had around, all the teaching and all the way they helped me to develop my personality, but also my personal journey with God, it really changed and shaped my life as it is now. And I feel after my gap year, I feel a real sense of I want to just share this. You know, it could help someone else. It could help all the young people that that may be unsure about, what should I do now? Should I just go to uni? Should I just do something else? I think this is a very good time, and our year out is also a very good opportunity to just give a year to God and to find what He wants you to do.
I did a year out before I went to uni. I actually did my year out with the Net, which is now the Love Black Country.
Mm-hmm.
So they held on to me. They got their claws in early. But it did change my life. And the main thing that the way that God did that really was through the people that were involved in shaping that year for me. So with that in mind, who's involved in running the Expand Year Out programme?
On a kind of broader level, although me and Franco are both employed by Amblecote Christian Centre, the Year Out isn't an Amblecote Christian Centre programme. It's actually a partnership of churches across Dudley, really. So Chornhill and Amblecote were the two churches that kind of initially seeded this and have developed it. But now we're working in partnership with yourselves, Lindsay, at Love Black Country and in Love Dudley. And other churches, really, kind of anybody who wants to partner with us, we're kind of building this. You know, we want to serve the region. We're aware that there's many churches that don't have the kind of just the resources to provide a year out themselves, but may still have young people for whom that would be a good option. And we sort of see this opportunity available across the region, really, and serve the region. And that involves the teaching as well. So like the input, Frank will talk a bit more about that in a minute, but you know, we're going to pull in Christian leaders from across the region to input into the young people in kind of areas that they're particularly strong or wise in. So yeah, I think, does that answer the question? So although it's sort of centered in some way time-wise around Frankie, really it's being run by a partnership of churches, and that's the way we want to see it grow.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's why we've got involved in helping to promote it and get behind it, because it's very much a collaborative approach to raising up leaders in the next generation, and that ticks all of our boxes as well. So we think it's fantastic, and we're honoured to be able to work in partnership with you on it. What's it actually going to involve for those taking part?
We're actually focusing on 3 main points, which are grow, give, and go. So the first one, grow, as a follower of Jesus. You know, following Jesus is all about the journey and our personal growth. So each week, the volunteers will spend one day learning about God, understanding faith, what does it really mean to follow Jesus, but also about this personal growth and development. So that will be one day a week. The other point is give, which is give in your local church. And Tim is going to talk about a little bit more about this later. But Jesus said that to follow him meant to give others. So every week you will serve Jesus, investing in your life, energy, skills, abilities, and leadership for the benefit of your local church or church family. And the last one is go, which is go into the world, because Jesus called us to take his gospel into the world to everyone. And I think this means that during the week you'll be able to do it. You know, sometimes we think we should just move to other country, you know, but it could be in our everyday life as well. So it's basically during this week you will be able to step up a mission. This could include working with the young people and the community, going to schools, working with children and family, the homeless, the elderly. This just is really anything, any area that they will create the scenario to share the love of Jesus with the community, really. We are really focusing on know the young person, or know you if you're watching. We're really interested in to just have a chat and for you to share what you like to do, what you love to do, because we want to invest in that. In a way, we want to shape the year up to you, to fit you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we actually love to contact you and for you to share what you think, what we would like to achieve, and we just want to try to help you.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay, that comes out of a belief, really, that God is calling these young people to serve in the way that He's created them.
Yeah.
So we feel it's a priority to see ourselves as trying to release what God's put in that person, rather than tailor them to our agenda or program. And that's why we've tried to go for something that's flexible and personable and can be shaped around each individual, really.
So I'm sat here now, and let's say I'll put a church leader's hat on for a second, and I'm hearing this and thinking, well, I can think of a young person or several young people in my church who this would be brilliant for, but I don't want to lose them to another church. Yeah. Is that going to happen?
So, no, you won't lose your young person at all. They will stay in your church as a part of your church family. That's why the day a week of serving in the local church, they will serve in your church or in the church that they come from. Obviously, if there's like a really good reason, that would be a bad idea. You know, if the church and the young person agree, you know, there's nothing meaningful for you to do here, then of course we can arrange something else. But our hope is that the young person will serve in their local church. And also in terms of the mission placements as well, you know, it may be that the church they come from is doing fantastic mission work in the community, and it may be that their placement might be best connected to their church as well. So like Frankie says, we really want conversations, you know, about what makes most sense in terms of the kind of best package for the young person, if you like. Like, if you're a church leader, think about partnering with us more fully. Like, maybe you could come and do a bit of teaching input for the whole of the year out cohort. Maybe you've got a mission placement that you think a young person could really flourish in. Like, get in touch. This is what we want, is a partnership at whatever level you're comfortable with, really.
So you can find out more about the Expand Year Out on the Love Black Country website. But if you want to get in touch with us, if you want more questions, if you got doubts, anything that you would like to ask us, please do it. You can email us. You get in touch with us. We love to chat to you.
Finally, I don't know if I said this, when's it going to start?
September. So yeah, I think like Frankie says, really, I kind of, what do we want to say to you as young people? We want to say, like, this will be an adventure. You know, I mean, one thing we haven't talked about, you're going to be going overseas, you know, probably to Kenya for an international missions trip. You're going to be out there in the community, having to do stuff that's out your comfort zone. Like, the team times together will hopefully be these kind of amazing chances to kind of learn more about God and yourself. Like, this will be a proper adventure this year. You know, you will definitely be pushed. Like Frankie, I'm sure, has got a lot to say about how he was pushed in his couple of years in his year out. Like, and we just want, like, come and explore with us. You know, there's so much to say that we can't fit it into a video, really. But even if you're sort of 10% interested, but you've got 90% questions, come and have a chat. You know, we'd love to talk it through with you in more detail. Brilliant.
Well, thank you both so much for speaking to me this morning. And for those of you that are watching, again, just remember, if you have a passion for the Black Country, if you have a passion for the Lord and you have time, maybe this is something that God could be calling you to. We're really excited to hear from you. So all the details that you need are going to appear on the screen in a second. And please get in touch. And let's be open to see what God wants to do with you next year.